Okay. All right.
Is
that everyone, Judy?
Yes, and I have Evan and Mike here with me.
Okay. Great. All right, then we'll call the meeting to order at 5:01 p.m. It looks like the Lincoln Board of Selectmen have joined us tonight along with Nate Hadaway. They asked to be on the agenda to discuss and propose some changes to the solid waste fee schedule. Not sure, I would assume Nate is speaking to that.
Sure.
All right, floor is yours, my friend.
All right, so the first few items that I'd like to add to the fee schedule are propane bottles. Apparently we've been collecting those for years, and we just did some research recently on what it costs to get rid of them, and we don't charge currently to take them, but they do cost to get rid of them. So I think this should be added to the fee schedule so that we can still provide the service to take them and get rid of them and charge what it costs us to get rid of them. So it starts, and I got you guys a memo. The small little camp propane bottles, those are $2 a piece to get rid of them. The 20 to 35 pound grill bottles are $3 a piece, and the 100-pounders are $5 a piece. So if everyone agrees, I'd like to change that fee schedule to those flat rates, and we'll continue to provide the service to collect them, and that we can get rid of them at that cost.
Makes sense.
Sure does.
John's doing a great job. We're trying to clean the place up down there, and
I will say, it looks really good.
it does.
It does.
Yep. So if we can, we're gonna have to absorb a little cost to get rid of what's there, and then from here on out, if you guys all agree, we'll change that schedule and we'll start charging those appropriate fees.
If you keep going with your memo, Nate, then at the end, one of us will make a motion and we'll vote on all of them.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So the next item that I think we should start charging differently for are mattresses and box springs. We had an issue last year where we had, I forgot which one of the hotels brought in like 30 plus mattresses at once, and having those all piled up, just charging the 5 cents a pound, they're just not weighing up to what it costs us to get rid of them because they're bulky. So we try to top each load of C&D with as many as we can fit on top, but we can't really stuff the C&D container and get what it costs us to get rid of them out of it. So I'd like to propose $10 a piece for box springs and for mattresses. And I think we can get on the up and up if we do this. And the last thing that was mentioned at the last week's Board of Selectmen meeting, one of our residents would like to see us start to charge for brush. And I'd like to just open that up to a discussion amongst you folks as to what your thoughts are on that, whether you want to charge or you don't want to charge. We do have it in the budget to have the tub grinder come in again. Last year it was $11,000 to grind everything we had. And so we budgeted accordingly for this year to do the same. So that's where that's at.
My opinion on that's always been, I think, and it's always hard, how do you charge and not charge? And that's the difficulty here. I think for somebody a household that's bringing over, a few bags of leaves or just a little brush that they've cleared in their yard. I mean, I think it's hard to charge for that. People that are doing it commercially and doing trailers full and trucks full, I think, that's a different story, but where's the line? I don't know how you figure that out.
That I don't know either. It's been mentioned possibly weighing it, but the problem with that is brush just really doesn't weigh anything.
Right.
I don't think we're gonna really gain anything by bunging up the scale with every load of brush going through there because it's just not gonna weigh up. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but
No, I agree. I would agree with you, Nate. It's always been a heartache. I don't know how you'd measure it up either. You can't do it by the square foot or yard. You can't do it by weight.
right, it's just it's all airy and bulky, and it takes up room is what it does, and you can we pile it up the best we can. I think we've got the pile managed pretty well. I'm letting John grab the loader whenever he wants to get it piled up good. And like I said, we did budget for it, so we do have monies to get rid of it this year.
I think the trouble is are there a lot of commercial people putting brush in, or?
There's quite a bit, yeah. All the condo associations I know make multiple trips, throughout the summer, spring and fall months, and that does add up. We don't really necessarily have like tree companies per se. Most of them chip it. It's a pain for them to actually load it up and bring it down there. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We're John's also doing a great job making some good use of the chips, trying to dress the place up down there. 'Cause we
It
did-
I
looks
saw that on
good.
the bank when I went
Yeah.
down there a
Looks good.
couple days ago. Yeah. Now you moved all the metal out to the back where the appliances were. Is that
Yeah.
where that went?
Yeah, it did, Gil. What we did was we changed that all up, and I'm using Gilpatrick's recycling down in Bristol, Bridgewater area, and they're leaving me a metal container, and they'll come get that empty metal container whenever it's full. And I just pay a flat rate of $200 a month to have that metal container, but that I'm already making money. So it's working out really well, and it's keeping the place cleaned up.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Nate, why don't you explain to them what some of the other facilities are doing with brush as far as how they charge, just so they see the whole picture?
I looked around and I couldn't find anybody really charging for it. Like Thornton doesn't charge, but they only take it certain times when they can burn it. And they get their pile up to where they think it should be, and then they'll burn it. And we've decided we really don't want to go backwards and go down that road again and smoke out the valley. So either they take it and they do what we're doing, or they burn it. But it's kind of it's one of those things. I don't know what the best solution is, to be honest with you.
I don't think we can make money on everything that people throw away. And this may be just one of the things we eat it and pay the fee to get it rid of it.
Hey, Nate, is there a secondary market if the wood's chipped? Is there anybody that'll come in and chip it and, take it to a biomass place or something like that?
The problem, I guess in the past they had done that, but the price of chips is so low that it's not economical for them to actually haul it to a biomass plate. Plus, this brush that we collect, it's a myriad of everything, so it's not considered really good biomass chips. If you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, there could be rotten wood. It's whatever comes in your yards, and that's.
Yeah, it's not like a logger that's just pulling whole trees tops and throwing it right through a chipper. That's good quality stuff. This really doesn't have a whole lot of biomass quality to it.
I understand the dilemma, but I'm inclined to agree that we just continue as we are with the brush for now, until some amazing solution comes along. Nate, you skipped over smoke detectors.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, smoke detectors, they actually charge, what was it? I think it's $12.
Yeah.
Yeah, $12 a piece for those. So yeah, I'd like to add that as well.
Battery operated or hardwired?
Either way, there's some chemical in those that's like a radioactive type substance that costs $12 to get rid of them.
I think you should charge, but you'll never see one again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
As soon as you say that, they're buried in a trash bag.
That's it.
that's a good point.
Well, if everybody is in agreement, I will make a motion that we add the propane bottles, smoke detectors, and start charging a flat fee for mattress and box springs according to Nate Hadaway's memo.
I'll second that.
Okay, so you want to include smoke detectors?
Yes, yes.
Sure.
If we can,
I
I
think so.
don't know. As
No,
soon as-
why not? Why not?
Okay,
Any other discussion?
now I'll second the motion.
Cheryl already did.
Oh,
It's all right.
too slow.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 You have to do a roll call vote, don't you? Because we're on,
Because you're all on here. Yep. So I have is OJ Robinson. He is not
I
in
don't think.
attendance,
he's
but
here.
Alexa, no. Tamara Ham,
Aye.
Jack Daly,
Aye.
Scott Rice,
Aye.
Gil Rand,
Aye.
and Cheryl Reardon. Aye.
Fantastic. Thank you, Nate.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I
Nick.
got a quick question in regard to the transfer station. Was that going to be paved this year?
Yeah, I do have it in the CIP. I do
I'm
have it.
sorry.
in the CIP. Yes, Gil, I do have it in the CIP to pave that this year.
My question is money that covers that, does that come out of Woodstock's portion of the,
I think we had talked about that
I think
Woodstock.
I was from the 112 to the gate is my understanding.
Right, and
And
then
then
Woodstock
inside-
contribute around the facility itself.
around the facility.
the problem with that is we don't co-own the property itself anymore. We haven't since, call me a liar for a couple of weeks, but I think it was right around July of 2004. Lincoln bought the property back. We still of course maintain with the facility itself, the buildings, the equipment, and so forth. But as far as the property goes, we don't co-own it anymore. We haven't for a long time.
I would argue that paving is part of facility maintenance.
It's,
And I believe in the intermunicipal agreement, you also participate with the facility maintenance on that one.
I don't know how paving is maintenance on the building or the equipment, but to me, it's not.
It's Facility maintenance. I mean, you
Okay,
need-
I would just, we could go around all night. But as far as the property goes, we don't co-own it anymore. Let's check that with the attorneys.
Yeah, okay, because historic, since I've been here, Gil, from the last gate or the one closest to the facility, and was my understanding that Woodstock maintained the paving around there, but we should check into it if that is in
Yeah.
fact.
It was one of the first items when I was first elected back in '04 that came across my desk, and I remember it. And
Okay.
what it was they wrote us a check for our half of the property.
Mhm.
The board that was in force at the time. And that was on a suggestion of their attorneys at that time. I can't remember exactly who they all were at the time, but again, the property, if I remember correctly, was originally purchased from Norm Fadden. And it wasn't much money. I'm talking $3,000 total, if I remember correctly. And we got a check back from Lincoln for $1,500 for that property. So that's where that all originates from.
We'll
We'll look into it for sure then.
Yep.
And revisit the agreement just to make sure, see how that's outlined.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
I
We'll circle
remember
back.
that. I think you're absolutely right, Gil, in your recollections. It's exactly how I remembered as well.
Okay.
At the advice of attorneys, we had to do all that. Yeah. I think I was on the budget committee at the time when that went through.
Okay, yeah. It was like $1,500 check. I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't,
we're talking a lot of money, but still it was,
it was more paperwork, than it was anything else. Making attorneys.
but it's-
Yeah,
it still removed our name off the property.
right. With the-
Today you wouldn't get the attorneys for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I know.
Okay,
I believe though that the maintenance of the facility is still a shared expense.
I guess the argument is
Operation
Organize-
maintenance, yeah. I believe
Yeah,
it's a
well-
shared expense.
We'll look into it.
Okay.
Then circle back.
okay,
Anything else?
No, thanks for having us.
Very
Thank you.
good. Thanks for joining us.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Nate.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Nate.
Nate.
Thanks
Night.
for the work you and your guys are doing.
Thank you.
All right. So moving along, we have a bunch of minutes to approve here. So I'd entertain a motion to approve, sign and seal in the office the non-public meeting minutes from April 14th.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second? Hold on, he's muted.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Need a motion to approve, sign in the office and seal non-public meeting minutes from April 22nd.
I'll make that motion.
Scott,
Yep, second.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve meeting minutes and to sign them in the office for April 27th.
I'll make the motion.
that. Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay,
We'll
very good.
alternate, Gil.
There you go.
Yeah,
All
there you
those
go.
approved? All those approved? I mean,
Aye.
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 I lost my, okay, motion to approve, sign in the office and seal non-public meeting minutes for April 27th.
Yep, make the motion.
Gail,
I'll second.
second. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approve, sign in the office and seal non-public meeting minutes for May 3rd.
I'll make the motion.
Yep,
Scott,
second.
Gil, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. A motion to approve and sign in the office workshop minutes from May 7th.
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Gil.
second.
Scott, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approve, sign in the office and seal non-public meeting minutes from May 7th.
I'll make the motion.
Scott,
Seconded.
Gil, all those in
Yeah.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And last but not least, we have approve and sign in the office workshop minutes from May 14th.
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Gil?
second it.
Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Next on the agenda, we had Mr. McAfee wanted to speak about or had questions regarding Stone Dam Road. I do not see him on this call as of right now, so can we, maybe we'll just bump that towards the end just in case he signs on. Okay. So moving on, we received an email from Wendy Pelletier in the library trustees. I'm not sure if you folks read it, but just quickly, they're currently in phase 2 where the library is not physically open to the public, but offering curbside services and virtual services. They're looking to move to phase 3 in the coming week, where the library would be physically open to the public by appointment, following appropriate social distancing and sanitizing guidelines. They've installed a wireless doorbell so personnel can meet patrons at the front door and bring them through the building. These appointments would be 15 to 30 minutes and would be scheduled with time between each appointment so they can disinfect high-touch surfaces. And then families or groups of people or parties that are together up to 4 people would be allowed in during one appointment. And then they haven't set a date yet, but phase 4 would be to physically open the library fully to the public. They're looking to be open Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and plan to continue offering curbside hours on Wednesday evenings and Saturday mornings for now. Judy, do we need to vote to accept their proposal? Was that a nod? Yes? You're muted. Okay. All right.
I'll make a
so-
motion. We accept the library's proposal as presented.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll second that. They know best what they need.
Any other discussion? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Moving on, we received via email a letter from the folks from Pennichuck, from Daniel at Pennichuck, to amend their agreement with us, and they are looking to provide us with a credit. Based on just a quick summary of the letter, there was some certain activities that were outlined in their scope of services that had not been completed by Pennichuck, which included meter readings and meter pole and testing and dig safe markings. So based off of that, and what should have been a 2.5% increase to the contract, based on the last agreement, which never got missed annually by Pennichuck, which would total about 15,000. It looks like Pennichuck is offering or will be issuing the town of Woodstock a credit in the amount of $40,000. And also looking to amend the current agreement to be $10,332 per month fixed. And that reflects the work that has been and will be performed in accordance with the addendum to the current agreement. Is there anything additional that, Scott, you might have to add, or?
No, I think that's fine. I think, it was looked at and I think it's a good exercise and as we go forward here. So that'll lower our payments for the rest of the year, for the
Correct.
duration of the contract. So,
Correct.
and I'd make a motion, we accept the agreement and sign it in the office.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We should probably post it somewhere too, or let people have it that want to see it for sure.
Next, I need a motion to approve the application for the Catherine Pelletier wedding at Cascade Park on May 29th, if the date is free.
Is that for this year?
It is for this year.
Wow. It's nothing like the last minute.
I
Right?
don't think that's one of mine. Maybe it is.
Well, if it's open, and apparently it is, I'd
It is one of Scott's.
be willing to accept that.
I'll
Okay,
abstain.
all right. I'll second that then. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And those that abstain, Scott. Next I need a motion to accept the donation for the Woodstock Firefighter Fund for T-shirt shells from the Woodstock Inn in the amount of $160.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. A motion to approve a check request from the Woodstock Firefighter Fund for Wayne's Market for firefighter training in the amount of $487.40.
Make a motion to accept that check.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we have another check request from the Woodstock Firefighter Fund for Justin Vance for the firefighter training for $24.46.
I'll make a
Yeah,
motion, we pay the
Okay.
check.
All
I'll
right,
second
all
it.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Moving along, we have work session updates. Since our last meeting, we had 2 workshops on May 7th and May 14th. We've just been working on the sewer and water rates to bring the balance to these accounts as it relates to the revenue and expenses. These proposed rates will be published on the website will be circulated via mailing to current users, and we'll have 2 public hearings in the coming weeks. The public hearings are currently scheduled for June 8th and June 15th, with a selectmen's workshop in between on June 11th to address any modifications that may have come forth on June 8th. A couple other things we talked about were some grants last week for the police department, or grant opportunities, and some grant opportunities for the town for water and sewer infrastructure projects. Just a reminder to folks that are on this meeting or any meeting that we do have a YouTube channel where all of these workshops and meetings are posted. So if you want a more detailed version, you're welcome to go back and listen to them. Has Mr. McAfee joined us yet? Does not appear so. Okay, well, maybe we can reach out to him, Judy, and see if he wants to be on the next agenda. So moving on then to old and other business, Old Fairfield Road. We're just kind of revisiting still Mr. Young's request to pave the class 6 and class 5 portions of Old Fairfield Road. We did receive word back from the town's council, and they still believe that allowing work to be completed on the class 5 portion of the road is not a good idea for liability reasons for the town. I personally feel we should probably listen to our council's advice. It has been suggested, and maybe we should consider discontinuing the road altogether to allow the Youngs to have it. Is there any other discussion or comments regarding that?
This is, we don't always all agree. So I
Right.
would say on this one, I do disagree a little bit. Just like Lost Valley upgraded their, they paid to have their roads paved, whatever. I don't see any harm in Jim paving that small section of class 5 road. I think to me, it'd be great to abandon the road and give it to Jim. But I think the likelihood of Jim not fighting that at town meeting is pretty high, because there's a major culvert with that stream that goes through that part of the road, and the town is now responsible for it. If we abandon the road, it would be him and the homeowners on that road. So these are just things, whatever. So again,
Have we spoken to the other house on that property on whether they would prefer to have that paved or not to be paved? Because don't
No.
they
And I think
own
that's
part of?
absolutely, I think they should be talked to, no question.
Okay. All right. So I guess it looks like maybe we're gonna table this again for another meeting, and we should have a conversation with the folks that are at the end of that road. closest to-
Absolutely. That both of them,
175.
both the parties, both Jim Young's house and the people that he sold his house to are certainly in favor of it. But there's one other party that has access to that road. And I think we need to talk to them. And I don't think anyone has.
Okay, then we should do that. And I think we should also address, there was some concern about when you pull onto that road, the driveway to the left, and if their plowing comes through and they plow across into that little like inlet on the right-hand side of that road, is what could it cause any breaking in that pavement each year? So I think that needs to be addressed also.
Yeah, because we would be married to that road once it was paved,
Right.
for sure.
Okay, so I guess we're not quite settled on that yet, so we'll come back to it in the next.
2 more weeks.
Selectmen. 2 more weeks.
I think we should probably, maybe have, give Jim a heads up, maybe the other homeowners a heads up too, when we discuss it, so we can maybe
So-
have them on the meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So we should let them know that next meeting they should join our call. Judy?
Absolutely.
I did let Jim know about this meeting.
Okay. Now, sometimes things come up.
Yep.
Okay. I still don't see Mr. McAfee's name here, so I guess we will open it up to public participation. Folks are reminded that comments, questions, and all that can be made off of agenda items that were spoken to or spoken about this evening. Looks like Mr. Waterhouse, Bill.
Yes, thank you. I'm
Yes.
Can you help me out with the reason for having a special town meeting for the water and sewer?
Oh,
Not
the
a
public
special town
hearing.
meeting.
It's not a special town meeting. It's a public hearing on the rates.
It's just a public hearing on the rate.
Correct. What we are proposing for rates.
What's happening here, Bill, is we're changing the rate structure for the water and sewer departments for all residents and businesses. And we feel that we should be a couple public hearings so we can hear people's comments before we vote on making them, making them the way it is. So with the idea is we'd have one public hearing to have people's comments. Then we would have a workshop to discuss those comments. And then we come up with a final plan at the next public hearing. Am I right in that? That's the way I
Yes.
understand it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it has been, and I'm working to learn here, establishment of fees, that there has been an annual or a special town meeting authorizing the selectmen to amend fees. And such a vote shall continue in effect until rescinded.
it doesn't require a town meeting to change these, just a public
Right.
hearing vote.
I'm looking at
I guess
our, go ahead.
I was gonna say, maybe the verbiage of a public hearing is maybe we're just gonna have a public meeting so people can make comments on it. I guess it would be a selectmen's meeting with an agenda item that says rates and sewer rates. And the public can participate as they are in any meeting on that agenda item.
It's informational. We don't want to just
It's
shove
infor-
this
right.
out there. We want people to be educated and educate us with their feelings before we lock these rates in.
So they can understand why these rates are going to be set, or the rates we're proposing are going to be set the way they are. Correct, Judy?
Well, Matt, let me try going another way here. I understand that, but if we are going to be thinking of charging $30 for parking, does that require a meeting? And I'm asking these questions not to set people up. I'm asking them to understand. And that is RSA 41(9)(a). Any town by majority vote at an annual or special meeting authorize the Board of the Selectmen to establish and amend fees. And you mentioned $30 for the fee to park.
20.
I was wondering if that required a meeting. And similarly, these weddings, have they ever been authorized by the town?
We're authorized by the selectmen. And as far as the parking fees, those would be just to visitors and not to townspeople.
Gil, what he's asking is if we have the authority to set these rates and set these fees. To put it bluntly, that's it.
No,
Am
to
I
put
correct,
it-
Bill? Am I correct,
I'm
Bill?
offering it now so that the repercussions might be less than taking a few emails back and forth to be certain of that.
We will check into it before setting them. We'll look into that this week. I will take that on. Thank you for bringing that.
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Do we have any other comments or questions from the public? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a
Second.
second? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank
Great.
you, everyone.
Thank you
Thank
all
you,
for
everyone.
joining us. Have a great night.